Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to a recap of episode 11 of the Challenge Double Agents. Man, it's such an episode, so much to talk about. But before we do, let's do a real quick refresher on what happened last week in episode 10. If you recall, or if you don't, because I'm going to tell you, last week, Amber M went up in the arena against Amber B. Amber M was voted in by the House. Amber B volunteered to go in after Gabby backed out, chickened out, didn't want to go into the arena. So Amber B went in instead. Amber B dominated Amber M, sent Amber M home. Amber B gets her gold skull. So cheers to Amber B, another a fellow Big Brother past player who now has her gold skull, but also a giant congratulations for one Amber eliminating the other. So there's going to be no more Amber B, no more Amber M's. It's just Amber that's left in the competition, which makes my job so much easier. So congrats to Amber for getting her gold skull. Now, because Amber M went home, Cory is now once again, Cory is a rogue agent, waiting to see who he gets matched up next week. This was a women's elimination. Cory is alone, which suggests to me, and it suggests to everyone in the house, that next week this week should be a men's elimination competition. So whoever goes home, their female partner will then be matched up with Cory. Do you really want that? As many times, as many partners as Cory's lost, that's a little scary. But everyone's thinking it's going to be a men's elimination based on the fact that Cory is the rogue agent for right now. So we've got that. Now let's talk about what's going on inside the house as we get ready for this weekend and all kinds of drama. First of all, we do see Amber B, but not just Amber. We see Amber talking about that she was blindsided by Gabby with regards to the vote and such. Amber got her gold skull. She shouldn't be too upset. She wanted to go in as well, but I think she maybe had seen that Gabby was voting for her after saying that she wasn't. There's not a lot of trustworthiness between these two. They've got some relationship mending to do if they want to ever work together again. But Amber's a little upset with Gabby, and now Big T is told this by Amber, and so she immediately goes and tells Gabby as well. So Gabby is aware that Amber's upset with her. Again, they're going to have to do a little work if they want to work together. It may not matter. It's we're getting close to the end, and Amber's got her gold skull. Gabby does not yet have hers. Gabby better be working and trying to get that skull. But anyway, so a little distrust between those two ladies. We've got some other people that are a little bit worried and wondering what's going on. Josh has a gold skull, but Josh is also realizing that all the men's gold skulls have been distributed. For one of the men who needs a gold skull that wants to go into the arena this week. Josh is afraid that his name is an easy target to throw out there, an easy person to get voted into the elimination arena to try to steal that gold skull from Josh. So Josh is worried that this could be his weekend. Of course, now that he's got his skull, he doesn't want to go in at all. His partner, Donnie, still doesn't have one. So when it's women's elimination week, Josh will do everything he can to try to volunteer so she gets a chance to compete. But with them knowing this is men's elimination, Josh doesn't want to get anywhere close to that elimination arena. He may not have a choice, though, because if it happens, it's going to be because people are voting him in. Josh isn't the only one who's worried. We also have Lolo recognizing, finally Lolo's recognizing that her chances may be running out, that people are trying to keep her from getting a chance to go into the ring because she is so athletic, which is true. I think this is something that she should have been worried about a long time ago. Remember last week, Lolo was talking about that she wanted to go into the elimination arena, but even then it was more because she just wanted to get rid of Dom as a partner, not necessarily thinking as much, it seems like, the gold skulls. But she's now realizing that time is short. There's only one women's gold skull left. It's not going to happen this week since it's men, so her chances are running low. She feels like no one's supporting her. She's upset because she says the Big Brother family turned against her, that she thought they would have supported her to vote her in to compete in the elimination arena. That didn't happen. So Lolo's feeling like she really doesn't have any friends in the house, and she's starting to imply that she might be better just leaving it. So she's saying, if I don't even get the chance to compete to try to get into the finale, what am I doing here? I could go home. I could start training for the Olympics right now versus just sitting around not even getting a chance to compete. So she's considering leaving. Is she going to do it? Well, we're going to find out here in a little bit. But we do see her talking about that. So now we get to the challenge of the week. And this is a cool challenge. Oh, this is a fun one. I'd love to do this one. I believe it's called Mission Airlift. Basically, it consists of each team, the man and the woman, on the front bow of a boat on a fjord, lake, a fjord. They're in Iceland. Seems like the right way to call it. On the boat, helicopter flies by with 2 ropes hanging down, pretty thick ropes. Each partner has to grab hold one of the ropes. Helicopter lifts them up in the air. They fly across this fjord. They have to drop into a drop zone. It's marked by buoys. You have to drop inside the zone. Once you do that, then you have to swim to a swim platform where there's a big old red button right in the middle. Once both partners are on the swim platform, they've hit the button, the clock stops. Whoever does it the fastest wins. So yeah. So grab a rope, drop in the water, swim as fast as you can, and win this competition. It is a cool one. We see some people talking about the implications of this competition and how important this particular week is. Every week's important, but yes, this one is very important. Kyle had a good point. Kyle already has a gold skull, and he's saying, look, I want to win to protect my gold skull. I don't want to go into the arena at all. But he has another point, which I thought was very good. He also saying, I also don't want to lose Cam as my partner. If we win, then no one can steal Cam if they win the elimination, and I don't want to lose her. Good point. I hadn't even thought of. So Kyle's wanting to protect his skull and to protect his partner once. So he wants to avoid the arena as much as he can. Josh obviously is saying again, I got to win this thing so that I can make sure that no one picks me to go into the elimination arena. So he's focused. He's concentrating. He's hyped up. He's ready to go. He's on that boat. Here comes the rope. And he misses it. Josh misses the rope. He's immediately disqualified at that point in time. There's no chance of Josh winning. He's heartbroken. As the boat comes into shoreline, he gets off. Of course, all the other contestants are saying, Josh, it's okay. No big deal. You did your best. We get it. It's fine. No worries at all. Yeah, no, that's not what they're saying at all. They're giving them a hard time. They're laughing. They're ribbing them. They're giving him a very hard time. In particular, Devin, which you wouldn't expect otherwise, right? Devin and Josh have always had beef with each other. And so Devin is rubbing it in to the point that Josh has to walk off. Josh and Nani walk off away from everyone else just to try to get away from the ribbing and the razzing because they're giving it to him. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but you know what? You miss the rope. Life goes on. So we do have that. We also have some other contestants. Anissa and Fessy get ready to do their competition. Grab hold of the ropes. I'll just say this. Anissa has surprised me this year. She's won a competition or two. She's playing some strategy game and she's turned it on when she needs to. Hand grip may not be Anissa's greatest skill. She doesn't hang on long and she drops off into the water. So we lose them. We see Lolo and Nam. And of course, this is huge for Nam. Lolo's upset, but she doesn't get a chance to compete this week anyway. But Nam also doesn't have a gold skull yet. So it's important for them to win. But we see them grab hold of the rope. No problem with that. Swimming across the water, dropping in the water, starting to swim the swimming platform. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with Lolo. She made the decision that backstroke was maybe her fastest stroke. I gotta say, Lolo, one of the fastest women on a track, but Michael Phelps, she ain't. Not necessarily the fastest swimmer, it seems like, in the water. She said her boot came off or something. I'm not sure how much that slows you down, but for whatever reason, it took her a while to get to the swim platform. Nam pulls her out. They hit the buzzer, but she's upset with her performance. So we have that. Now, Devin rubbing it in with Josh and all that. Devin wants to protect his skull as well. Devin figures he could be a target as one of the weaker men that already has a skull. So he definitely wants to win this as well. So after he's given Josh a hard enough time, he starts focusing as well. He's ready for the competition. He and Gabby are on the boat. Here comes the rope. Devin misses the rope as well. Oh, the cosmic karma, the irony, it all comes into play. Devin, I think maybe I just would have swum the other direction and not come back to the rest of the contestants because obviously they're giving them a hard time. Purely deserved, 100% deserved. So yeah, sometimes what you dish out, you got to be prepared to take back because he's getting a lot of it as well. So Devin's disqualified as well. So at this point in time, really we're getting down to the very end. we see Big T and CT begin their challenge. Now remember, Big T does not like heights. We already saw her on the trivia contest. She almost dropped before they even asked her a question. Big T does not like heights. And yet CT, he's doing everything he can to pump her up, talking about what a big deal is. It's huge for CT. CT is in a position similar to Lolo and Nam in that no one wants to put him into Elimination Arena and have him get his skull. So he really needs to win this competition, become the double agent so he can volunteer himself. So he's doing such a great job of trying to pump CT up, say, give me your bean face. You got this. You're perfect. You're the best partner. He is so supportive of Big T. Great job from both of them supporting each other. They keep an upbeat attitude. They grab hold of those ropes. They swing all the way to the edge of the marked off swim area. I mean, it's hard to tell from the edit whether they landed inside or just on the edge, but they land very close to the swim platform. They swim across, they crawl up on that platform, they hit the buzzer. Looks like they've got a very good time. And sure enough, they do. They win the entire competition. Best time of any of the teams. So CT and Big T are the double agents for the week, which is huge for CT. That's what he needed. And I got to say, I'm still cheering for my Big Brother family. They're going to be the ones I'm cheering for more than anyone else. But CT and Big T, they've got to be my favorite duo in the entire competition. And a special spot in my heart for them. I was happy to see it. I absolutely was happy that they won the competition. It looks like CT may get his chance. But who does CT want in to go against him, assuming he volunteers? It sounds like Josh could be his target, and that makes sense. I think CT figures that he could probably beat Josh in a lot of competitions. They're not in the same alliance with each other, so he'd be happy to see Josh go home. And we also have Devin and Kyle, who are incredibly happy to support CT and go after Josh. That's perfect for them. So we do have that core contingent of veteran challenge players who it looks like are probably targeting Josh. But we got to ask the question, just because they want them to be voted in, is it going to happen? We've got a Big Brother alliance that very well may be protecting Josh and keeping him away from the elimination arena. So there's going to be some campaigning that goes on at this point in time. It's starting to sound like Darrell may be a swing vote. Darrell's been with the vets, but he also, Darrell's been friendly with everyone. So which way is he going to go? Well, we don't really know at this point in time. But I thought of something. Now, CT is so set on this is his chance. He can go in, volunteer to go against someone with the gold skull, win, get his gold skull. He's ready for the final himself. What if the rest of the house, just to screw over CT just a little bit more, put someone else in the arena against him? Say Cory, someone like that also does not have a gold skull. So suddenly now you've got Cory. Is CT going to volunteer to go in the ring against Cory? I don't think so, because then someone's going home and no one's getting a gold skull since there's no more new gold skulls to go out. So I still see a strategy where you could potentially deny CT the chance to compete for a gold skull. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but something I was thinking of when I was watching the show itself. But we do have that. So now we get to the deliberations. Who's going to go in? Is someone going to volunteer to go in? Are people going to try to? If you don't have a gold skull already, you better be volunteering at this point in time, right? You don't have that many more chances. But we see the deliberations. And quickly, it becomes apparent that it's probably going to be either Josh and Nani, which is what the challenge vets want, or Devin and Gabby, which is what it seems like a lot of the Big Brother players want. Devin makes a pitch of, hey, I can't win against anyone. Y'all know that if I'm in the finale, no one's going to look at me as a favorite. So why would you put me up in the ring against CT now? CT's probably going to win. He'll get his gold skull. He's much more athletic than I am. You're going to have to face him in the final instead of me. So why would you put me in? It's a good point, but Josh has a fantastic response as well. Josh says it's not just about Devin. It's about a numbers game. And if y'all keep Devin out, if you put me in the ring, if I go home, then the challenge vets are just going to start picking us off one at a time. It's all about the numbers, guys. And it's not just about how competitive Devin is or not. So a fantastic point. Absolutely. The argument that he needed to make. So we see that, and it's going to come down to, it sounds like it's going to come down to Darrell. And we then have Big T and CT in the secret bunker, waiting for the vote, hoping it's going to be Josh and Nani. Turns out it's Devin and Gabby. The vets didn't get their pick, who they're campaigning for. Supposedly, according to CT, and we didn't really see this on the video itself or on the episode. It wasn't shown, but he says that it was a 7-7 vote, and the Darrell was the swing vote, supporting, basically putting Devin and Gabby in. So if that's the case, it truly was Darrell making the decision at the end. So now we've got Devin and Gabby, and apparently, CT, he's got to get his skull right. So it's looking like CT is going to volunteer to go up against Devin. And I've already said how much I like CT and Big T. And Devin's so anti-Big Brother. So y'all know where my heart lies in this competition coming up, right? Yeah, I'm cheering for CT in it. But we do have that. But before we can get to the elimination, remember I talked about Lolo. She wasn't real happy. She's still not happy. In fact, at this point in time, Lolo basically says, this is worthless. Why am I still here? I'm not going to get the chance. The writing's on the wall. No one's supporting me. No one's giving me a chance. I'm out here. I'm going to go train for the Olympics. So Lolo is throwing in the towel. She's quitting. Now, earlier, we lost Leo. And Leo said mental health reasons. He just wasn't in the right place. He had to do it to protect himself, to think about his family and everything else. I will never judge or criticize for that reason. But Lolo, when you quit because things just aren't going your way, because the strategy didn't quite work out the way you wanted to, I have a lot less sympathy for Lolo, given the reasons and what we see in the episode and the edit itself. Now, with that being said, I've also seen some posts and such from Lolo after the fact saying that the decision may not have been quite as much all hers as it suggests in the episode, that there may have been some encouragement to quit, things like that. Who knows? But I'll give her the benefit of the doubt because of that. We don't know everything that happens. Trust me, I know. You don't always have full knowledge of what happens inside that house. So for whatever reason, Lolo has quit the competition. She's out. She's heading home, which is interesting because now we're even shorter in terms of number of women versus number of men. Not sure how they're going to work that out. How are they going to handle Nam? We already have Cory, who's a rogue agent. Now we have Nam, who's also a rogue agent. I don't know what's going to happen. That's very interesting. So we'll have two guys without partners going into the elimination arena. And as we get to the elimination arena, we've seen it before. This is a competition. I can't remember what it's called. This is a competition that Cam won earlier. Basically, you're tied to a harness. You're a big pedestal. Around you are a bunch of rings. You have to swing to the rings, grab some metal rings that are attached to you, hook them on different poles that surround you as you swing back and forth on this pendulum type or rope type device. So with that in place, again, it's very obvious it's going to be a men's elimination as soon as we get into the elimination arena. And so it's looking like it's going to be CT versus Devin to see what's going to happen. So sounds right. Yeah, get ready for this big competition, right? Not so fast. There's always something a little interesting going on. We hear the alarms go off. We see the security flashes and everything else. Turns out TJ announces it's a security breach. Now, last time we had security breach, it's after we lost a couple of the female contestants and Ashley came back into the game. Is that going to be the case? We lost Lolo. Now, but the thing is, if you lost Lolo and you're bringing back a new female contestant to take her place to try to keep the men versus women as equal as possible, well, the person who just got booted out of the game is Amber M. Are they going to bring Amber M back into the game to replace Lolo? Possibly, but it's not quite the, Ashley is such the athlete and everything else. Amber M didn't really prove that she had the athletics to necessarily justify coming back into the game again. But either they're going to have to bring a woman back in or try to get a few more of the men out, I think. So we will see. The episode ends right there. We never see the elimination competition. So we don't have anyone winning a gold skull. We don't have anyone booted from the competition at this point in time. It's all a mystery until next week, episode 12, to see exactly how TJ handles this and what exactly is going to happen. A lot on the line, though. CT wants that gold skull. Devin sure doesn't want to go home with the gold skull. Have to give it up to someone else. So we'll see. Now, with that being said, there are some spoilers out there. There's some spoiler threads, things like that. I've avoided them. I'm not reading them. I don't know what has happened. If you want to know, you can find it online. But if that's the case, please don't post in the comment section what's happened. We're going to keep this recap spoiler free, and we'll find out next Wednesday exactly what happens. It's going to be a crazy episode. We're going to start right off in the very beginning with elimination, a gold skull awarding, I assume. So it's going to be an action-packed episode. Guys, y'all have a great week. I will see y'all next week for episode 12. We'll figure exactly how they're going to handle this. Till then, y'all have a great time. A great day, guys. Cheers, my friends. Bye.